Hello, Elly here from Thankful Flow Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice day 10 in this 30 days of yoga, Yoganuary series. I hope you've been enjoying the series so far, and please do subscribe to this channel. It's completely free, just clicking the subscribe button just helps to support this free online yoga resource. So we're going to start the class in a comfortable seated position today, and we're doing a water element themed flow. So the water element is connected to our second chakra, Svadhisthana, which is located in the hip space and the sacrum area. So we're going to be connecting to that today, and also thinking about moving kind of fluidly like water, connecting to that element. So to come into the class, we're going to bring the hands into Dhyan Mudra. So we're going to bring one hand underneath the other with the tips of the thumbs touching and resting in the lap. And then closing down the eyes when you're ready, or taking a steady gaze out in front. And start with taking a deep inhale through the nose. Noticing where you can feel your body moving as you breathe. We're going to take our coherent breathing, so breathing in for 6, breathing out for 6. This is a great way to calm the mind, bring our brain waves into a meditative state, to calm the nervous system. But if this breath technique doesn't feel right for you at any time, just come back to your natural breathing. So inhaling through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Coming back to your natural breathing. Opening the eyes back up if you had them closed. We're going to bring the right fingertips down to the mat beside you. Take a deep inhale and reach your left fingertips up. Lift up and out from the waist as you exhale. Stretch over to the right. Breathing here. And then float it over to the other side. So left fingertips come down, right reaching up and over. And then I want you to continue floating from side to side here now. So again, coming back to that water element, imagine, how does water move? So making it as graceful and flowing as you can. Staying with your breathing, your inhales and your exhales. Feeling the stretch through the body on each side as we flow through. And now taking your last one on each side. And meeting back in center. Bring your legs out in front now. And we're going to bend in this right foot, this right leg I should say. And then we're going to step the right foot to the outside of your left thigh. Now if this is too much, you can keep it on the inside. So you're either going to work here or you're going to bend that underneath leg too for Ardha Matsyendrasana, our half Lord of the Fish pose. So right hand can come out behind, and then we inhale, reach the left fingertips up, lift up and out from the waist. As you exhale, twist to the right. So you can either hug this right leg or you can take the hook and send your gaze over the right shoulder or in that direction, breathing here. So connecting with your breath, feeling the body move as you breathe. So we're stretching the spine, but we're also stretching into the hips here as well in this position. Well done, and unravel the legs. Take a little wiggle if you need to, and we'll come on to the other side. So this time the left leg bends in. Step that left foot over if that feels good to the outside of the right leg. And then next option is to bring that underneath leg in as well, but only if that feels right for you. If that does not feel good on you, especially the knee joint here, then keeping that leg lengthened could be a really good option to take instead. So left hand's coming out behind. We inhale, reach the right fingertips up, lift up and out from the waist. As you exhale, twisting over to the left. Sending your gaze over the left shoulder or in that direction, breathing here. On each inhale, lifting and lengthening, making space. And on each exhale, imagine sinking into that space you created. Moving with your breath. Sending your awareness into the back of the body, the shoulders, checking in with the muscles in this area, noticing how is everything feeling. And release, come back to center, well done. Unravel the legs. And we're gonna start to bring ourselves into our Navasana boat pose. Now, you can either keep the hands behind your legs for support here, or you're gonna have the hands to the side. Create space across your chest. Inhale here, and on the exhale, bring the feet down, sweep your arms out to the side. Inhale, lift the feet away, draw the arms in. Exhale, bring the feet down, open your arms out. Inhale, draw them in, lift the feet. Exhale, feet come down, reach the arms out. Inhale, lift the feet, draw the arms in. Exhale, feet come down, reach the arms out to the side. And this time we're going to inhale, keep breathing here in your Navasana. And then I want you to see if you can take some little movements here. So get a bit creative with this. Maybe you come down a little bit lower. You can imagine that you're moving in water here, but trying to keep your balance. Don't worry if you're rolling all over the place, or it feels a bit strange to take this intuitive kind of movement, this free movement. Sometimes we get so used to structure, and then when it goes out of that structure, we might feel a bit strange or a bit out of our comfort zone. It's a good thing to be a little bit out of our comfort zone sometimes. So just seeing if you can take some movements. Maybe your movements are coming down into this dome shape, coming back up to Navasana. Maybe it's moving just the arms. 2 more breaths, taking this movement. Meeting in Navasana, well done. Bring the feet down and you can take a big hug. I know that's strong on the hip flexors and the core. Exhale, drop the chin down towards the chest, round the spine. And in your hug here, you can either keep the feet grounded, or if it feels good to, you can take a little hover with the feet away, so finding some more balance here. Listening to your body, taking what feels good for you in this practice. So This is your practice. This is your time on your mat. Well done. Bring the feet back down to the mat. Lift the head. Come into all fours, tabletop position. So moving into a little bit of cat and cow, but with a slight variation today. So we'll start with inhaling, sending the gaze out in front, opening across the chest. On the exhale, drop the head, draw the belly in, round through the spine. Inhale, lift the gaze, shine the heart forwards, and then we'll start to move it around in some circular movements now. So we're moving the hips as well here, so coming through the rounded spine position, then coming into position where you're shining your heart forwards, but moving through the hips and the shoulders as well. So again, you could start to bend the arms here, make these movements even bigger. So don't worry so much about how anything looks, just focus on how the movements are feeling in your body. Sending your awareness into the back, the hips, all the areas that are moving, noticing, seeing what you can observe about your body today. And then finishing your last one. Meeting in a neutral spine position. And we're going to tuck the toes under. Exhale, send your hips to the sky for your downward facing dog. Take a pedal out through the feet here, feeling into the backs of the legs. So really pressing that mat away with your hands. On your next inhale, we're going to draw the belly in, so we've got a rounded spine, and start to shift the shoulders so that they're coming above the wrists, but really drawing in the belly. And then on the exhale, we bend the legs and we push through the hands, bring the hips back up to downward dog. So taking some spinal waves. So inhale, shifting the shoulders forwards, rounding. Exhale, pressing it back. Inhale, we come forwards. Exhale, we move back. Last one. Inhale, rounding forwards. Exhale, we press back. Pausing in your downward facing dog. From here, we inhale, lift that right leg. We're going to take a 3-leg dog. But just remembering, your 3-leg dog could be just hovering your leg away from the mat. If you're open into the hips, you can open up the hips here and sweep that right leg up to the sky, but only take what feels right for you. And then we're going to sweep this right foot through between the hands. Keep that back heel down, reach the fingertips up. So warrior one on the right side, lifting up and out from the waist. Then we're going to float our warrior one. So we're going to float this like a humble warrior variation. So inhale, lifting. Exhale, floating forwards. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, floating forwards. One more. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, floating forwards. And then inhale, lift back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Open out now, find your warrior two. Send your gaze over the right fingertips. Flip your right palm up so that it's facing the ceiling. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist. Find your reverse warrior or peaceful warrior. Option to wrap this left arm around the back. Maybe it comes around to find the right thigh, but that's really just an option. You do not have to take it. Breathing. And then releasing from your reverse warrior. And we're going to step it in so that we're at the top of our mat now. So grounding into this right leg, we're going to float our warrior three. So on your inhale, you're going to lift this left knee in towards the chest, and as you do so, you're going to reach your hands up to the sky. On your exhale, you bring your left foot through, sweep the arms back, working towards a warrior three. Now you'll reduce the range of movement if you need to, so your float could look like this. Inhale, exhale. Or it could be more like this. Inhale, exhale. It's really not about how deep you're coming into the pose. It's about moving with this water element today, moving in a way that feels good for your body in this practice right here, right now. So inhale, lifting up. Exhale, floating back. 2 more of these. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, floating back. Inhale, lifting up. So this is the last one. Exhale, floating back. Seeing if you can pause here for a moment, breathing in your warrior three. And then bending through this right leg, take a big step back, find a high lunge. Lift up and out from the waist. And float the hands down to frame your front foot, step it back to plank. Or you could drop your knees straight down. We're going to move through our chaturanga. So inhaling into an upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhaling back to downward facing dog. Breathing here. Reconnect with your breath. Remember that child's pose is always there for you. And then on your next inhale, we're going to take our 3-leg dog. So lifting the left leg away from the mat. So again, it could be just a hover for you today. Maybe you're opening into the hips here. Keep staying strong through the shoulders. Now sweep the left foot through between the hands. Back heel is down. Reaching fingertips up for warrior one. Breathing here. Inhale here. Exhale, float forwards. Inhale, reach the fingertips back up. Exhale, float over that front leg. Inhale, reaching back up. Exhale, float over the front leg. Inhale, reach the hands back up. This time we exhale, hands through to heart center and Jali Mudra. Open out now, find your warrior two. Send your gaze over the left fingertips. Press the feet down and away into the mat. Flip your left palm up so that it's facing the ceiling. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist. Find your reverse warrior. Breathing here. Keep using this right leg. If this right leg's kind of having a little rest here, really press your foot down and away into the mat. Option to reach the right hand around the back. Maybe it finds the left thigh, but that's really just an option that's there if you want to take it. And unraveling now, back to warrior two. Take a big step into the top of your mat and we'll float our warrior three on the other side. So this time we're grounding into the left foot. And inhale, draw the left knee in, reach the fingertips up. The right knee in, sorry. Exhale, float that right leg back. Inhale, sweep the right knee up, reach the arms up. Exhale, we float back. Inhale, reach the hands up, draw the right knee in, last one. Exhale, floating back, holding here, breathing. Well done. Bend through that left leg, take a big step back. Can you find a high lunge? Sweeping the fingertips back up, lifting up and out from the pelvis. Well done. Frame the foot with the hands, step it back to plank, and we'll take another vinyasa. So inhaling through into either an upward facing dog or cobra. And then we exhale back to downward facing dog. Hips are lifting, reconnecting with your breath. Now we're going to drop the knees from here down to the mat. So you're in an all fours position. And then you're going to exhale and lower your chest down to the mat. And we're going to bring the fingertips down to the mat, to the side. So my arms are in roughly a kind of 90-degree angle, but that's just a rough guide. And we're going to float the cobra. So inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, wave the body back down. So inhale, lifting. Exhale, floating back down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, floating back down. Remember, moving like water. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, floating back down. And then we're going to bring our arms so that they're in a cactus position, but on the ground. And we're going to come into either, on the inhale, you're just going to lift the chest and lift the arms. And on the exhale, you're going to come back down. Or you can do the full locust variation where we're going to lift the legs as well. So inhale, lifting the chest, the arms and the legs. Exhale, float back down. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the legs. Exhale, float back down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, releasing. And we'll take our last one. Inhale, lifting, and we're going to hold here. So breathing into that space, keep the breath flowing. Keeping the arms lifted if you can. Breathing in and out through the nose. And release, let everything come down. You can rest your head on your hands here. Relax the body. Close the eyes. Just let the body soften and relax for a moment here. And then doing a little bit more stretching into the hips, as this is a big part of connecting to our water element. This is our second chakra in this area, Svadhisthana. So we're going to start to draw the right knee out to the right side. So this is a half kind of frog position. So we've got the knee roughly aligned with the hip, so roughly a 90-degree angle here. But as always, take what feels right for you, don't force anything. So we're going to bring the leg into this position, and then I just want you to melt the heart, the head down to the mat. Closing the eyes, just allowing the hip to gently open. Observing any thoughts passing through the thinking mind. And observing anything coming up for you in this practice. In this energy center that we've been looking at today, connected to the water element, is this chakra is associated with our creativity, our emotions, how we flow with life, whether we're able to be flexible, whether we're able to adapt and flow with things. So interesting points to be aware of, to reflect on if you wish to, if it resonates for you. Now drawing the right leg in, coming on to the other side, so bring that left knee out to the side this time, so opening into the left hip space. Perhaps noticing any subtle differences in the hips on each side. It's quite normal for the hips to feel quite different. So just allowing the left hip space to open. And taking those slow, soft breaths. And then gently guiding that left leg back into center. I want you to roll over onto your back, or just make your way over in whatever way is comfortable for you. It doesn't have to be a roll, it could be a shuffle, or however you need to get there. And we're going to take a final happy baby here. So I want you to bend through the leg soles of the feet facing the ceiling. Bring your hands either to the backs of the thighs, the calves, or the feet. So knees are drawing in towards the armpits here. So hips are opening. And take any gentle movement that feels good. And finally, taking a big hug in with both legs. And exhaling, drawing the forehead in towards the knees, just rounding the spine, feeling an opening into the back of the neck and the upper part of the back. Curling up into a ball, sending your gaze inwards. And releasing the head back down to the mat. Releasing from your hug. And just rolling over to one side. And then making your way gently back up to a comfortable seated position on your mat. And bring your hands back to our Dhyan Mudra, so one hand underneath the other. Tips of the thumbs touching, eyes closed or steady gaze out in front. And close off the practice with a releasing breath. So we'll inhale through the nose for 3 counts and exhale out through the mouth. So inhaling for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, release the breath. Opening the eyes back up when you're ready. Thank you so much for being here and joining me for day 10 in Yoganuary. I really hope that you enjoyed connecting to the water element with me today in that flow. Please do subscribe to this channel if you're enjoying these flows. Do comment and feedback to me on how you're getting on. I always love to hear from you. And just thank you so much for being here, for supporting these practices and this channel. It really does mean the world to me. And yeah, it's exciting to think of all of us together doing these flows, and I can't wait to see you again for another practice very soon. Take care, bye bye.